Hi, everybody. Hi, friends. Happy Wednesday. So excited to have you here. Whether you're joining us live tonight or you're joining us on replay, I'm so happy to be spending this time with you. It's a little bittersweet. I'm not going to lie. This is our final Just Jill Shop live stream. As many of you know, after almost 5 years, I've decided to pivot things in the Just Jill universe, and we are going to be shutting down our online shop presence under Just Jill this Saturday. Saturday, January 31st will be our last day where you can purchase products. Some of you have asked, what if I order something last minute? If there's a problem, will you stand behind it, et cetera, et cetera? Of course. Who are you dealing with? Of course we will. So hello@justjill.com will continue to be our customer service email. If you have any issues, if you need to check on orders, we can still do that for you. We're just not going to make things available for sale as of February 1st. Hi, everybody who's jumping in. So nice to have you here. Thanks for being here. Yes, Nellie, it is a little bittersweet tonight, but we're going to have a good time because I feel like we are really going out with a bang tonight. We have one guest who we've never had before, but is somebody that I met years ago and had really fun time collaborating with. And she's amazing and has this incredible brand. And believe me, I put her on a pedestal for what she's created. So we're going to talk with her in just a few minutes. And then we're going to wrap things up this evening with the one and only incredible, nicest man on the planet and one of my most favorite people in the world. And that's Jim Shore. And then we're going to spend a little time just us, just chatting and wrapping things up and answering questions and, whatever you all want to talk about, ask me, pick my brain, whatever it is, we'll go into all of that. So I want this to be a really fun, exciting night. And more than anything, I can't emphasize this enough. I'm not going anywhere. Just because the shop and that retail arm of what we built with Just Jill is retiring, justjills.com will still be here. In fact, that's what I am so excited to really reinvigorate. I'm ready to get back into the kitchen and bring you more recipes, fun decorating ideas, entertaining tips, fun house hacks, travel ideas, beauty recommendations. Like, I still want to keep my hands in products and always, as I've always done, only recommend and share those products that I've used, tried in real life, not things that I was just sent to post about. I don't do that. If I put together a blog for you with my beauty favorites, those are the beauty favorites that I have used, that I've purchased with my own money, and that's why I'm recommending them to you. If I think there are issues with certain things that everybody's loving and I'm like, I don't know about that, I'm going to share that with you. I think that all those different perspectives are important, and then you can decide how you want to take that information and what you want to do with it. But I really built my career at QVC as being the host who was like a product reporter. I mean, my background is in journalism, right? I went to journalism school. I went to school to be a reporter, an investigative reporter. And that's how I started my career many, many moons ago. And those teachings are really what guided me for so many years as a host when I was working at QVC. My job was to tell you everything that you needed to know about the product, the great things and things that maybe not be so great for certain people, the high features, the best features, and some things that maybe you should know about just in case. And then I let you decide. I never saw it as my job to like a product. I saw it as my job to tell you everything you needed to know about the product and then let you decide if you liked that product and wanted to spend your money on it. And so that's kind of the approach that I still take, but in a much more, I think, relaxed and casual way with the things that I do at Just Jill. So if you should see me do a post about, hey, I'm collaborating with this brand and here's what I really like, please know I'm only collaborating with businesses that I believe deliver a really good quality product. If I say that I'm using something, I am. If I'm, really excited about something new, I'm going to share it with you. And I hope that I will continue to be that sort of go-to friend that you feel like you can trust, There's so many voices out there in social media, aren't there? I mean, everybody's selling you something. It's true. And let me tell you, there are plenty of times, just like I used to as a host, quite frankly, I'm like, why are they saying they own everything? They don't. Sometimes I see a lot of these influencers that are out there, and I'm like, how do you have a house big enough to have all these things? You're just using things, you're creating content around them, and you're pushing it out there. But I really don't think if I went to your house, you would still have that in there right now. That's just not how I roll. It's not what I'm interested in doing. What I'm interested in doing is sharing the real deal. So I hope that you'll follow me on that. It's how I started, frankly, when I left QVC with Just Joe. And it's how I hope to continue as we sort of pivot away from the shop. That said, a couple of other questions that many of you have had. You've wanted to know, okay, Jill, well, I've discovered some really incredible vendors through the shop. How am I going to continue to buy their products? So I got the idea today that I'm going to write a blog, and I'll probably post it on Sunday, and it will be really outlining all of the products and all of their websites, and even, some of these brands you can find in retail stores around the country too, like where you might be able to find these products now that you won't be getting them from Just Jill. That said, when it comes to shopping with us in these last couple of days, you all have been going a little bananas, can I tell you? I said to Bernadette, I'm like, I think our customers are having this like moment of FOMO, this fear of missing out because you all are really shopping. But for whatever we have left in our holiday decor, that's all take 20% off the lowest price. All of what we have left in Callista tools, hair care, and their actual tools, which you can't even get those on QVC anymore, but we have a few, I think. Those are all take 20% off. Satya jewelry, take 20% off. All of our Italian jewelry and Danny Neufeld jewelry take 20% off. Let me just embellish on that for a second, because those items and pricings that we have in there with that 20% off, that is like the steal of a century. Do you know how expensive sterling silver is right now? It's like $90+ an ounce. When I started working at QVC, it was $4 an ounce. It was so inexpensive. So the prices that we have on that sterling silver jewelry, especially because a lot of it is plated in 18 karat gold, and even plating is more expensive now because the price of gold is $5,000 an ounce. So I would gobble up that Italian jewelry or that Danny Neufeld jewelry, because there is no way on this planet you are going to find prices like that anywhere else. Those prices that so many of you fell in love with QVC when I used to do silver style way back in the day, those are never going to happen again. So whenever you can find really well-made jewelry at the sale prices that we have on the shop, go gobble those up, because you'll be glad you did. That's all I'm going to say. So that's all on sale. If we have any soap rocks, those are all on sale for 20% off. I think we sold out of most of our Easter items last night, but you can check and see if we have anything 20% off. All Balik, Irish porcelain, 10% off. All Polish pottery, 20%, 25% off. So major deal on the Polish pottery for whatever we have left there. Trying to think, are there any other sale things that I'm missing, Kylie? We still have the crab cake bonus offer. If you order them tonight through Saturday, they'll ship out on Monday. You get 10 5-ounce all jumbo lump crab meat crab cakes, gluten-free, no breading binding it together. So you get 10 of those for $169. That includes your shipping and handling. As you all know, every review on those crab cakes is 5 stars. Incredible. From Chef Mike, we have Kiffles still on sale. You can still get the My Grandma's Minis, 8 of those for $38. Great to stock up on all of those. They all go in the freezer. Crab cake, 6 months. Kiffles, 9 months. My Grandma's up to a year. So that is a lot. I just want to do something real quickly here. Sweet Lynn. Hi, Lynn. We have incredible customers. You've all been amazing. But I want you to know that Lynn actually made something for me that I wanted you all to see. So I'm going to take Lynn off of the screen here for a second so I can hold this up. So she made this beautiful table runner. How pretty that is with all my favorite coastal blue colors. So I just wanted to share that. So beautiful. Thank you so much, Lynn. You've been a wonderful customer, as you all have been. But thank you for thinking of me. I know Bernadette loves hers too. Just incredible. All right. And Kylie, maybe all the way through tonight, when I don't have a guest on, let's go through and start putting up questions and stuff so that we can answer a lot of things too. because I see one person asking a question about the Linda was so, oh, there's Nicole said, wow, Lynn, I know, so pretty. Mary said the bags that carry the water bottles. Yes, wonderful. We'll give you links on where you can find those. I'm going to do a whole blog, you guys, and I'll post it on Sunday, and you can just click to it and you'll be able to scroll through, and I will give you links for websites that you can click so that you can go out and you can find those products. And then as soon as Candlemaker Ed and I kind of come together, we'll be able to give you more details on sort of how we're going to collaborate, which is awesome. So yes, you'll still be able to enjoy our incredible Just Jill home fragrance collection as well. All right, such nice comments. Lynn, you might have to start your own little online business. Everybody's loving your beautiful runner. So as soon as the new house gets finished, I'm in the middle of those renovations right now. It's crazy. But as soon as that gets done, I'm looking forward to setting my table and putting that runner down, and I'll make sure to do a little post for all of you. All right, so let's get busy. We have a busy night here. So we're going to start with somebody that I met, gosh, we'll have to confirm, but at least 10 years ago, maybe longer, maybe 15. And it was an opportunity when I was a host at QVC and doing my Your Home with Jill shows. And there was this opportunity to bring in these beautiful painted glasses. And I was like, oh my gosh, those are so pretty, but could we maybe customize some of the patterns? And so I was able to collaborate with Lolita, the founder of the beautiful Lolita wine glasses, hand painted, beautifully hand embellished. And we did this whole collection of glasses. And then fast forward, here I am at Just Jill, and our paths were lucky enough to cross again where we could bring you these wonderful Lolita glasses. So our offer with Lolita is if you buy two, so usually they are, Kylie, you're going to have to help me on the price. I think they're 36 each for one. And that includes your shipping and handling, everybody. But if you buy two, you actually save $12 and it goes down to $30 a glass. Did I quote that right? Okay. Just a second, I'll find it. I just want to make sure I get that pricing right. I'm going off the top of my head, and as you all know, I got a lot of stuff in there. Sometimes Peter Pan and the Easter Bunny get in the way. Okay, so let's see here. I just want to make sure I have the right pricing. Yes. Okay. So normally one glass is $36. And if you buy more than one, you'll get they'll be priced at $30 per glass. Okay. And the theme we have tonight, we have glasses for Valentine's Day. We have glasses for springtime. We have some new designs we've never talked about, but I'm super excited to bring all these to you. So let me introduce you to Lolita, who's here for a little girl time with all of us. Hi, Lolita.
Hey,
Cheers. Cheers, cheers, cheers. I
Thank
love
yes.
it. Oh,
And I
so
actually
great
have
to
one
see
with
you.
wine. Yeah, I
Oh,
don't want to
good.
throw it on my camera though. Cheers.
It is so great to see you. I think the
Oh
last
my
time we had a chance to
gosh.
see each other was back in the QVC studio many moons ago.
It was, and you're so talented, by the way. I
Oh,
mean,
you're
just first of
sweet.
all, because
Thank
your
you.
design aesthetic, it aligned with mine perfectly. And we designed that collection together. And you
Yeah.
never know when we can do it again, maybe sometime in our future, but I really
Yeah.
had fun doing that with you. And I just appreciated all your talent, not only on TV,
Oh.
but also just from a design perspective.
Oh,
Incredible.
thank you. Thank you. Well, we did some beautiful snowflake patterns. We did
Oh,
beautiful
that was pretty.
poinsettia. I mean,
Yeah.
I have all of them. That was one thing I
I
bought
have
every
them
single one of
too.
those glasses. And
They're
then
gorgeous.
we did little sayings on the bottom, which was a little different
I
than what you
know.
normally did. But
We
that it was
did.
just, we had a ball. So for people who don't know your story, Lolita, like how did this whole like beautiful painted barware, how did that business start for you?
Oh my goodness. Well, it started on a girls' night out, and that is the honest to goodness truth. I was with five of my girlfriends, and everybody has a very unique personality, as we know. We're all
Yeah.
human. And that was at the time when martinis first came out into the public eye on Sex in the City. And we were all perusing or looking at our first martini menu. And then we all started to order our drink, but then I noticed how the personality of the person and the drink they picked really fit with that person. Like my Palm Beach girl, my Lily Pulitzer girl, she ordered a palm teeny, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend that loves chocolate would die for any kind of chocolate. That's all she loved chocolate and
Yeah.
wine together. But she was like a chocolatini, and it just their drinks seemed to match their personality. And when I got mine, I ordered the Cosmopolitan, of course, it's my favorite
Yes.
martini. And I noticed how pretty the drink was in the martini glass. And I was like, well, that would look so much better with a design on the outside of it. And I was born an artist, but I, wasn't able to really make any money at it in my 20s. So I was in sales and
Yeah.
marketing, but then it just hit me. I'm like, oh my gosh. And we could put the recipe on the bottom of the martini glass. And that was kind of it. And my friends, I
Yeah.
started talking about it. They're like, you're crazy. Stop. You've got two little girls. You don't need to be, what are you talking about? That's a crazy idea. Next thing I know, I am selling them to everybody I know in Memphis,
Wow.
Tennessee, all of the rich housewives of Memphis, all of these friends from my girls' school. It was just insane. And I did it on my own for 4 years. I hand painted every single glass, like up
Oh
to
my
2,000 a
gosh.
month, 2,000 glasses a month on my kitchen table. And I was baking. So I was baking glasses in my oven instead of cookies. I mean, I was still making cookies for the girls, but it was like, and I actually did this, and then, certain memories stick in my head from that time. And that was before I found a manufacturer to license my brand. But that was my goal from day one. I told everyone I knew, I want to get licensed. I want to reach the masses. I want to make everybody. I said, I've got something special here. I was going around the country by then, like to all the trade shows, San Fran, LA, the UK. I was, and I was shipping my own booth. I was hand painting everything myself. And I
Wow.
got licensed. And then all of a sudden, my world completely changed. I mean, I had
Yeah.
no idea how incredible they would do, and just the word of mouth. And this is before social media. So there's
Yeah.
something to be said for organic word of mouth, and
Yeah.
something that your friend tells you and you tell your friend and you get one too. And it's still that way. It really is.
Yeah.
So if you've got a good idea, it can happen. But I never gave up. So when I started it, that's how I started it. And so once I got
Yeah.
licensed, though, then it went to millions and millions more people, obviously. I mean,
Yeah.
it was incredible. So since that time, since I got licensed, I've evolved into wine glasses, and, I've changed shapes, added shapes. The line is ever evolving, and I try to not do trend. I try to just from being inspired by people, by nature,
Yeah.
by people's celebrations, their moments.
Yeah, and I was
So,
asking you before when we were just sort of chatting before we went live, like how involved are you still in the business? And you were like, Jill,
mm,
like I'm still
yeah,
the art director. I'm still guiding product
yes,
development. I'm it's my
yes,
name, it's my
it's
brand.
my
I'm in
name.
it. Yes.
Yeah. Why did you name your brand Lolita? Well, it's my name, and I was named after my grandmother, Lola, which means,
Aw,
and Lolita means little Lola.
little
And
Lola. Yeah.
so that's where I got my name. And I was teased for it when I was a little girl, and I decided that I wanted to use it one day, and especially for my art, because I grew
Yeah.
up earning art awards, and I was just a natural artist. But I've also got this other side of me that's, sales, all the other stuff. So
Yeah.
when I started it, that was it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening to me.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's
well, I
still
feel
happening.
it's still happening. And I
It's
think,
still
what I've
happening.
come to love about your glasses is I love to give them as gifts. I love having a collection of them in my own home because when it's,
Yeah.
we do a friends weekend every year, down at the beach. And
Fun.
so I love like giving everybody their own
They're
glass, and
great. I
everybody's
know.
always like, these are gorgeous. And they
They're
hold up
just,
so well.
they
You
do.
hand wash them and they'll last forever. I've never had a little jewel come off. I've never had the paint come off. Again, I hand wash them. It takes 2 seconds to dry them. And the ones that you and I created together, Lolita, I still have
Oh, I
those and
know.
use them. They are wonderful forever gifts. And Lynn, one of our
They
shoppers,
are.
said, whether wine or water, my favorite glass to drink from. I'm the same way. Like,
I
I love it
know.
for an Aperol spritz. I love it for some cranberry juice. I
Same.
love it
It
with my
doesn't
iced
matter.
tea. I love it
It
with
doesn't matter
water.
what's in it. Yeah. I mean,
They
I
make you
think
happy. It's like
they make
jewelry. It makes
people
you happy.
happy. And
Yeah.
they can, there's something for every personality, every moment in the line of glassware too. And I design other things, but the glassware has been my largest, thing. And it just
Yeah.
is not going anywhere. And if anything, it's growing, it's definitely growing again because they make people happy. And I think that you
Yes.
can't ever lose sight of what makes people happy. And like during
Yes.
COVID, I had so many people say, I'm pulling all of these out again because I think life is too short to drink out of a clear glass. And it was like the perfect thing to say because it's true.
Yes. Yeah.
The color, the meaning behind some of them, they're very emotional gifts. So whoever is the purchaser is thinking about a particular person, whether it's their 50th birthday, whether they're a
Yeah.
nurse, whether, they just love florals or,
Yeah. I
high
love this one.
design.
Yeah.
That
This
one
one's
isn't it
gorgeous.
so
The
pretty?
colors, the vibrancy of all those colors is just
I know.
fantastic. And so think of all, I mean, how many dips of a paintbrush went into this one, right? Because
A
there's so
lot.
many colors.
A lot. I mean, and when we design, it starts with the sketch. First, it's the idea, but then it's the sketch. Then it's goes to the team, and then we all decide what gets produced or not. But it's like that very first one that is painted. That's still very, very true to the brand and how I started. I have never gone any other way. Like I think it
Yeah.
has to start with the first glass being painted and it
Yeah.
has to stay a hand painted original. So every single glass, even if it's the same design, is still a hand painted glass, hand painted original. And I've stayed
Wow.
true to that for 23
Yeah.
years.
Well, you can
Yep.
tell. I mean, when you look at all the detail and all the embellishments, it's just beautiful. So we have a great assortment over at the shop, everybody. This is your time to be looking and stocking up. Valentine's Day coming,
Oh
Mother's
yeah.
Day, graduations, big event birthdays, Mother's Day. So that's why we're doing this special with Lolita. One glass is usually 36 and worth every penny. Remember, that includes your shipping and handling. But if you buy more than one, then you're actually going to save $6 on each glass. So that comes down to $30 a glass. So, maybe that's a good price point. It's fun if you're, bridesmaids gifts. So each one gets their own unique glass. Like you were talking about when you started the company, Lolita, like each glass can kind of fit the personality of the bridesmaid, right?
Totally.
Or the
That's right.
birthday attendees or whatever it might
They
be.
don't
So
have to all be the same. And
no,
honestly,
no.
by the time you get a greeting card and a little gift and the gift bag and all that stuff, you've spent at least $30.
Yeah,
Um, when one of these, is in this box that you really don't even have to wrap. Put it with a
right.
bottle of wine. That's, an incredible gift.
Yes.
And so the meaning that you're giving it to the person and this glass reminded you of them, or it's the sentiment like this one, the dance of the dragonflies, and dragonflies bring good luck and bring
Mm,
that magic to a person's life, or that person has a magical main character energy, or they're meaningful. They people look for dragonflies. There are people that collect dragonflies. There are people that collect flip-flops like this one. I
Yes.
mean, if there are people that live all over the coast of the United States, and or people that never get to go to the beach that just want to use this in the summer, it is it's a special brand for that, for gifts. I mean,
Yes.
it's
Yes.
never failed. We've always been able to make sure the fans really find something in the line at any time for whatever moment that they need it for.
Yeah, well, we have dozens of choices, everybody, over at Just Jill's shop. So head on over there. Make sure you're stocking up on those.
Yay.
Only 4 days left at the shop to take advantage of. And Lolita, I'm so sorry that it took us till the end of the shop's existence for us to get
Oh my
together.
gosh. Well,
But
don't
boy, would I
worry.
love to. Let's collaborate on something, can we? Can we figure out another way to
Yes.
work together in a new iteration? I'd love it.
Yes, we have to.
Okay.
Definitely. And I think it has to do with your blog. Let's figure it out.
Okay. Sounds
Let's
good
figure
to
something
me.
out. That's
All
right.
right. Sounds good. It was
Cheers.
so great to see you. Thanks so much for being
Thanks,
here.
Jill, for
All
having
right.
me. Bye,
All right.
everybody.
Take
Thank you for
care.
listening. Take care.
Bye. All right. So stock up on your Lolita glasses. I know I was holding up different ones as we were talking with Lolita. We have many more over at the shop. So go check those out. And then I want to jump right in because I see maybe one of my most favorite people in the world standing by. And it is an honor and always a pleasure to say hello to our good friend, Jim Shore. Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jill, my good friend. We've been friends for such a long time.
I know.
I am just absolutely delighted. And from the very beginning, when I was asked to do this with you, I
Oh
thought,
my
oh,
gosh.
this is one of my favorite things to do. I tell you what, though, I tell you what, you put me in a bad position here because I tell you what, Lolita is a tough act to follow.
Yeah.
You know, I
Well,
love
this is
her. She's a
she's
good friend of
great.
mine too. I tell you
I
what,
know that.
she's beautiful inside and out.
She's
She's a
awesome.
wonderful person, very talented. But she talked about her success, and one of the keys to her success, and I've said this many times about myself, is that it's a combination of her extreme talent, but also being very savvy business wise. Putting those
Yeah.
together. I mean, to make all the stars align, that's uh, that's not easy to do. And she's
Yeah.
done it beautifully. She just and I'll tell you what, I'm a Southerner, and I can tell you right now, sweet tea in a Lolita glass
There you
tastes
go.
mighty good.
I love it. Well,
Okay.
Jim, we have some great things to talk about with you tonight. We have some things for Valentine's Day, for St. Patrick's Day, and I thought maybe we could start by celebrating the 75th anniversary of Peanuts. What do you think?
Sounds good to me. Peanuts was created uh, in 1950. Well, I too was created in 1950. So,
I love
so, so
it.
he's been around as long as I have.
Yep.
you know, I, I didn't get an opportunity to meet Charles
Charles
Schultz
Schultz. Yeah.
as much as I've done the peanut stuff. He left us a little bit before I got into the scene. But I met his daughter, and the last time I was on the queue, the special guest was his granddaughter. You know,
Oh, wow.
and so I went on there. I was kind of starstruck. She said, "Well, she was starstruck too."
Yeah.
so
That's
so
sweet.
we had
That's
a
sweet.
mutual admiration thing going.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
talk a little bit about this piece, Jim, because if I'm not mistaken, this kind of rendition of Snoopy was sort of what he originally looked like in the cartoons.
well,
Yeah. And this is kind of what he evolved to.
so many things in our business, and I'm sort of including him, even though he did it was a comic strip and not gifts per se like we do.
Yeah.
But it evolves. There's a metamorphosis that happens very frequently. With even with my stuff. My the initial pieces that I did in my line was very very primitive folk art.
Yeah.
But then it evolved into being more sophisticated and more you know what it is. and this is the same way, you know. So the early Snoopy to begin with looked just like that. Okay, and I'll tell you one of the things that I try to do when I do a piece like this is I want it to be absolutely faithful to the character.
Yeah.
So rest assured, the early times that we first started, Peanuts, Snoopy looked just like that. Well, he's grown. He's
Yeah.
become a little more adult. You know, he's not such a puppy anymore, and this is the way he looks. So to sort of celebrate the beginning and the way it is now, I thought it would be a good idea to sort of do a kind of a black and white version of
Yeah.
the early Snoopy, and then the full color and grown up Snoopy, just like we all know and love now.
I love that. I love that. That is a
You know,
greach piece.
you know,
So for
a few years ago, I was asked to do um, the keynote speech at what they call Beagle Fest. And
oh, fun.
oh, it was terrific. It
I
was up
love
in
that.
it was up in Minneapolis and at their convention thing, and I was surrounded by hundreds of peanut enthusiasts. You know, some
That's
of
so
them dressed up
great.
like Snoopy.
That's
It
great.
was it was awesome. You know, so yeah, I love those people. They're great people, down to earth people. You know,
Yeah.
and the thing about Peanuts, it's more than just a comic strip. I mean, obviously it was entertaining and it was had some humor and all that kind of stuff. But there was so much more to that, and I think that's the reason that it has become uh, basically an Americana icon, and that is because it's there's a lot of psychology built into it. You know,
Yeah.
it's sort of an internal view of the human condition because
Yes.
all the emotions, all the everything that we do and we think and we feel and we love and we respect and and all that, the envy and the trust and mistrust sometimes is all there
Yeah.
in his comic strip, and it was just he was genius. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
He really was.
I
I know
I
you.
was
I was going to
I
show you. I was going to say we have this other cute piece too
oh yeah.
with Woodstock laughing and ready for Valentine's Day. This is so cute, Jim. I love this.
Well, I like to bring a little whimsy into but Woodstock, that little character, I'll tell you, we've done him in so many different circumstances. Yeah, I love the character. I love the interaction always between Snoopy and Woodstock.
Yeah.
They're always getting into something. Sometimes it's funny and sometimes it's a little tricky. But they make a good couple.
They're a good
Yeah.
pair, aren't
Mhm.
they?
Yeah, a piece like this, the other piece is if you're a collector, of this kind of thing, this would obviously be almost a must have for your collection.
Yes.
That's one thing. But this one here, now this is a little different because this could represent a lot of different things. You could do this at Valentine's Day, or you could do it, for if people, get engaged, or they,
Yeah.
you know, send just something randomly to your loved one. Like my lovely bride, who's actually she's out on the road right now. She came back from a show in California, so I'm all by myself. I have to cook for myself, and thankfully I'm a pretty good cook.
Well, that's good.
But I'm waiting on her to return. But
Aw.
but I would it's something like this. You can just give it to him and say, hey, I really love you, and here's
Yeah.
this, and Snoopy and Woodstock proves it.
Yeah. Well, that is darling. And then I know we also have this other really cute one. I see it in front of you. I love when you do these trucks, Jim. I know a lot of times you do them at Christmas time. I've seen you do them for harvest. This is really sweet, no pun intended, with the little candy hearts and everything.
That was an interesting co-brand. Um, we have 19 co-brands. Started with Disney, and went on. And they came and they said, we want to do, you know, uh, sweethearts.
Yeah.
Well, that's something that, gosh, I can remember back when I was just a real little kid. We would get them and we would find the little words, to express what we wanted to express, and we'd glue them onto Valentine's cards, give them to our sweetheart.
Yeah. Right.
But so I was delighted to do it. I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to be able to use my style and my
Mhm.
motif along with this subject, but I think that the way it's couched, the way it's framed in something like this is the perfect way to do it.
Oh, it's
Uh,
so
and
cute.
as far as trucks are concerned, yeah, that's I spend most of my time in my pickup truck. I'm traveling, and
Yeah.
so I'm a truck guy. And early on, we started doing trucks as for seasonal things. We'd have a open bed, where you could put candy or you could put ornaments or you could put potpourri or something like that in it. And then we
Yeah.
put little sisal trees and different things, wreaths and that kind of stuff. And they said, okay, well, we love doing this pickup. And then eventually, seemed like everybody was doing pickup trucks.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I started it or whether just happened, but we got in on it very early. Okay,
Yeah.
and big red pickup truck. So we said, okay, we can do this. Not just seasonal stuff. We have the Disney gang doing it. We have all this kind of stuff. Well, here I thought this is perfect. I can do something, and it won't be a
So cute.
it won't be garish colors and everything. We'll have that soft, sort of almost pastel colors that you see with this. And how better to express yourself than to have all these hearts saying exactly what you feel. You know,
Yeah. They're so
I think
cute.
it's awesome. And then the one on the top, you got to see that.
Yep.
That's the heart.
Yep.
XOXOXO, and we all know what that means.
Love that.
So, and the
It's
heart-shaped windows, I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah, that's great. Yep. And then I love that, sort of across the back, you have the branding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Really cute.
All together. It's a good piece. It's one of those pieces that you don't have to be a Jim Shore collector or that sort of thing to like this piece. You don't even have to know me, or whatever. You can pick up this piece and get a lot of mileage out of it by how you use it. And this is one of those
Yeah.
things. This is one of those things that is good every day. Every day of the
Yeah.
year. This is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
anything that promotes love and kindness and all of that, like we need more of that in our everyday, I
I
think,
agree.
right?
I totally agree.
I do. I
That,
have to
that's
show, go ahead.
that's one thing that is about that I think, or one of the reasons that I love being in the industry that we're in. The
Yes.
gift industry. It's not like selling appliances or something like that. It's based on making people happy,
Happy.
and it's
Yeah.
based on love, and
It's
it's based
here.
on together, and it's based on a lot of good stuff, good
Yeah.
things. And so consequently, I find that the people like you're such a good person, and you're a good person. And
Thank
I
you.
and I've loved you from the day I met you. And
Thanks,
and
Jim.
so people like you
Mutual.
gravitate to our business, and our customer base are the same way.
Yeah.
And I find
Yeah.
that very, very gratifying.
Yeah.
Makes
But and I
makes
also
what
feel like from an artist perspective, like I feel your love and your charm and a piece of you and your pieces. And I think that that's also on the flip side of your nice compliment for me. That's why people gravitate towards your work, because that energy from you being this incredible, kind, wonderful person goes into your pieces.
well, I appreciate you saying that. And that's true. And I've often thought, it might be kind of Pollyannic to think this way, but I feel like the emotional input that you put into a piece is somehow, shines out to whoever it is that sees this and loves it. That's
Yes.
why, that's part
Yes.
of the
Yeah.
reason. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's
There's
energy,
That's exactly what I was
it's a positive energy. I have to show you something. We're going to talk about a couple more pieces, but
okay.
I've been a little late in getting it was been a busy month or so, but one of the things that I keep by my front door, and I bought this for my husband many moons ago. Ah, do you recognize
Ah,
this?
I sure do. Wow, that's an early piece. Yeah.
Right? I
Yep.
know. I love
Yeah.
this piece so
Well,
much. And
well,
we bring
bless
it
your
out.
heart, you know.
We bring it out every year. But I wanted, when I tell people, oh, I have Jim Shore in my house, like, I want you to know I really do have Jim Shore pieces in my house. And this one, Jim, is a beauty. You should do this one again. Get this one back on QVC. That's a good
That's a
one.
good idea. You know,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. We're looking right now, you know, at a lot of vintage pieces like that, you know, for the museum that we're putting together.
Yeah. Talk
And
to me about this museum. What's
well,
going on with the museum?
it is a well, it's a challenging project,
Yeah.
but
Can I come to the grand opening?
you will be on the
I just
guest
invited
list.
myself.
No, no. We're gonna. You don't have to invite yourself. You'll get the gold letter
All
invitation.
right. Awesome. Awesome.
But
But tell me
yeah.
about it. I want to know more about
Well,
this.
we're finishing up the initial stage of it, which is the demolition of what you know is all there and the repairs because it's an older building. It's a vintage building. It goes back to 1904.
Wow.
And we're saving the building in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and Rock
Cool.
Hill is on the move to become not just a sleepy little textile southern town, but it's becoming very urbane, and it's got a lot of
Cool.
neat shops and galleries and that kind of stuff, and we're right in the middle of it, and
Love
so
it.
we're just pleased as we can be. So the building that I bought is about 22 or 23,000 square feet. And
Wow.
so but we have a lot of content. We have an accumulation of approximately 14 or 15,000 pieces that I've done over the years, and all the way back to Designs Americana, which was
Wow.
before I started licensing even.
Yeah.
So the whole story is being told, and I think it'll be interesting for anyone, whether they're a fan of mine or not, or a collector or whatever. There'll be because we got some real surprises in store.
Oh, that's amazing.
And we're working with the architect and with the general contractor, and it's a company called Ecclesia. So that should give
Okay.
you a little bit of a hint as to what kind of folks they are.
Yes.
So we're delighted to be working with them, and
Nice.
so it's come along. And we're doing me and Crystal, my the color girl that has been with me for 35 years. We're sculpting large pieces out of foam that'll be very dramatic, 12-foot
Wow.
tall toy soldiers and stuff like that. So it's going to be,
Cool.
yeah, it'll be something.
I bet at Christmas time you're going to do cool stuff.
You think?
Yeah.
Have you seen my house at Christmas time?
Oh yeah, I have.
Figure that on steroids, okay?
I think Jan's going to be all over that.
Yeah.
You just needed a new place to decorate, let's face it.
Well, we will decorate. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, that's
We'll
exciting.
start a trend in Rock Hill. I can tell you that.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's exciting. Well, whenever it all opens, I'm there. All right.
you certainly will be.
I would love to be there. That's incredible. All right, listen, before we let you go, Jim, we have to talk about, because I know Ireland is one of your happy places. And this guy is like the best. And I feel like for all of you who love the Snoopy and love the Valentine's things, and we have dozens and dozens of Jim's pieces over at the shop, everybody. So grab those. Remember, buy more than one, you save 10% off all of them. But if you want something fun and happy for St. Patrick's Day, you got to tell me about this leprechaun.
Well, the thing about it is, if you like Snoopy, that's fine. You'll never become a beagle, okay?
Yeah.
But St. Patrick's Day, you'll be Irish.
Right? Everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's
That's
Day.
exactly right. So this is one of those things that's kind of take off on our gnome collection.
Yes.
I started those gnomes, years ago, and actually by accident. I was doing something for the kids.
Yeah.
I, it was in between two projects that I was working on, and so I was going to do something for the grandkids. I whittled up a group of pieces that were like upside down ice cream cones with noses.
Yeah.
That started it.
Wow.
And we took off from there. I've done hundreds and hundreds also.
I know.
But
Well,
this,
you have collectors who just collect the gnomes, right?
yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's an interesting aspect about the line, really, because it goes in so many different directions. Some people will collect everything. Some people,
Yes.
I could sign my name to a napkin, they would collect it, But but some people just like, they just like maybe St. Patrick's pieces, or just the
Yeah.
gnomes, or just something within the Disney collection, or maybe just Snoopy,
Yes,
And so
right.
there's something. I kind of am delighted with the fact that there's something there for everyone. Keeps
Yes,
me interested
right.
too, because I go from one to another, different styles, different subjects, and so forth. So it makes it
Yeah.
interesting. But this guy, we have a house over in Ireland. I guess you knew that,
I did
right?
know
And
that.
it's
Yes.
in County Galway on the west coast, and we go over and we enjoy that place so very much. So every time I do something, I do something whimsical like that, and then I'll do something serious, something, that means something, or I'll do something with the ever-present sheep that are over
Yeah.
there. They're all over the place. It's a funny thing. If anybody who knows Ireland and has seen the sheep will know, if I did a sheep that had spots of color on it, if they went to Ireland, they would know what it is. They paint, they spray dyes and patterns on the sheep so that everyone has their own pattern, their own coloration. So
Huh.
that they'll free range out on all over the place. And when they round them up, they know whose is whose.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a good little fact.
It is, yeah. All right. Well, anyway, this guy is you could set this guy out on St. Patrick's Day, and you could have a glass of Guinness here and a shot of Jameson there, and yeah.
That's
So
great. Well,
yeah,
and we're lucky here at Just Jill. We carry the Belique Irish porcelain, the beautiful like translucent
absolutely,
porcelain. So, you can have your Belique shamrock pieces out, and you can have your little leprechaun there. And I think, for people who have Irish ancestry, or, my husband's family is Irish, like this is something that would probably be on his desk all year round, right? Like
my grandmother was Mary Elizabeth McLannan.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow. Yeah. Well, Doug's family is the O'Doones.
oh, there you
So,
go.
yeah,
That's
right.
very
Yeah.
Irish. Yeah.
Very Irish. Yes.
Very good.
So, well, that was a really fun piece. So I was really happy to have that in the
Well,
show
that'll bring
tonight.
you luck, and you'll notice he's holding a horseshoe, and that's a symbol of luck. And it's always up with it's always the U is always up like that because that's what holds the luck.
That's what holds the luck,
in the
right?
horseshoe. Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
That's
Well, Jim, I have to say, when we started the Just Jill shop, I never in a million years thought that a company like Enesco, who has these storied brands, would ever work with a small little shop like ours. And when I ran into you at the Atlanta Gift Show a couple of years ago and said hello and kind of told you what I was doing, you were just so supportive and said, well, I want to be part of that. And I just can't ever thank you enough, because I think because you were willing to take a chance on us, that's what led to some other really nice partnerships with Lolita and other brands. And we've had a wonderful run with our little shop. It's just time to pivot a little bit. But having you be part of it, I can tell you, is an absolute highlight and one of the brightest moments of our 5 years.
Well,
so I can't thank you enough.
I feel exactly the same way, Jill. We've been friends for such a long time, and all the way back to your time at QVC and so forth. And we've always had a special relationship with a desire to support each other.
Yeah.
And so I was so very happy to be a part of this. And I know you're going to be moving on to something else, and whatever that is, I promise you right now, we will support you in any way we can. All you need to do is say the word.
Oh, you're the best, Jim. Thank you. Well, listen, I'm taking you up on the museum thing. And if you need somebody to introduce you, I kind of know how to do the whole announcing thing. So you just keep me in mind. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Love you,
Hey,
friend. Thank you. A
Jill,
million thanks.
I love you, and the best of luck going forward, and we'll stay together.
I
So
hope so.
whatever you
I
do.
hope so. All right. Thank you, Jim.
All
Have a
right. Bye
great
bye.
night. Okay. Bye-bye. All right, everybody. So, what a great way to go out, right? A guest we'd never had before with Lolita and those beautiful glasses. One of our favorite, and again, most honored people to have at Just Jill, Jim Shore. And then just time with you. Before we sign off here, we've got, 5 or 10 minutes or so. Happy to answer any questions. I know some of you have, jumped in and said, I didn't know you were closing the shop. Why are you closing it? I feel like I've explained that, but I'm happy to give it one more time. When we started this shop 5 years ago, we really didn't know what was going to happen. We just thought it was a really kind of fun thing to do. And Bernadette was very into the back end of the business. So, building them and, figuring out all of that. I loved the presenting part. And gosh, did we grow? If I told you the statistics, we've had millions and millions of sessions at our little Just Jill site. We fulfilled, over, I think, 50,000 orders. In this little shop over the last 5 years. We have a returning customer rate, meaning you shop with us once and then you came back and shopped over and over again, of like 70%. Our return rates were the lowest you would ever see in a retail industry. And it's been an incredible ride. And none of that, frankly, really has to do with me or Bernadette or Kylie or Megan or Doug. It really has to do with all of you. You have supported me from the moment I left QVC, not sure what I was going to do, what was going to happen. What was my next career move going to be? What should I do? Should I really follow my heart? Am I really good enough to do that? I didn't know any of it. And from the moment I left QVC as Jill Bauer QVC, you have always been supportive of Just Jill, because that's just who I am at the end of the day. I'm just Jill. I'm just a girl, who, grew up middle class, worked hard, did my best, tried to be nice, tried to include everybody, sometimes made mistakes, and sometimes got lucky. And I think that's not a unique story. I think that's just like everybody else in the world. And that really has always been my approach to anything that I've done. I'm really not anything special. I'm just Jill. And I hope that you found friendship in that. I hope you found comfort. I hope you found fun. I hope that you've enjoyed our weekly get-togethers. And I promise you that those get-togethers are not going away just because the shop's going away. Listen, by now, don't you know I'm a talker? I was the kid who always in my report card, it said, this girl talks too much in class. Aren't I lucky? I found a gig that allows me to take a true talent, if you can call it that, and do something fun with it. And that's what I want to do. I want to have fun with all of you. I want to learn what you'd like. I want to get to know you more, and hope that, you'll consider when I put up a recipe, you'll share it to your own social media pages so that the word can get out about this little Jill Bauer and what she's doing. I just want to go out and enjoy my life. I am now closer to 60 than I am to 50. And listen, it's not beyond me that, nobody is promised time. And there are things I want to do. And whatever time I have left, I hope it's a lot, but who knows? I want to do it with doing things I like and having fun and hanging out with people that I love. And that's all of you. You've been tremendous. And I know last night Bernadette was here and Kylie and Doug and Megan, we can't thank you enough for your support, but I just want to remind you, I'm not going anywhere. So let's still hang out together and let's still visit, and we'll still do Facebook Lives and do all of these things. So Isabel said, I've loved all the pieces I've gotten from your shop, lovely gifts for friends, wishing you all and the folks at Just Jill the best in your next adventures. Thank you, but we want you to come along for those adventures, please come along, and check in with me. And here's kind of the plan, if this is helpful. I don't know, but I'll just let you know. I think February is going to kind of be my hibernation month. making a few changes to the Just Jill website. I need to get in the kitchen and do some cooking and photography and you know, coming up with some ideas for some blogs and things. So I may not be doing much in terms of live streams in the month of February. But my hope is come March 1st, we'll really be ready to, you know, sort of relaunch Just Jill and get back into the groove of these different live streams together, these check-ins, these visits, these little fireside chats, and we'll take it from there. I still will have stuff going on social media, you know, in February, but I think, you know, I'm going to take a lot of February for myself. I want to finish some of the renovations down at our house in Maryland. I want to really get, you know, organized and what we want to bring to you moving forward. And again, I would love to hear from you. If there is content, you know, subjects, themes that you'd like to hear from me, please let me know that. I want to know all of that. So that would be amazing. So perfect timing. My son is calling. He's in college. And I guess this is a great way for me to sign off. So thank you. Remember, you can shop at Just Jill through the weekend. Check out all those discounts and special offers. And this is not goodbye, everybody. This is just, I'll see you in a few weeks. All right? I love you. And thank you from the bottom of our hearts at Just Jill. Thank you. Good night.